Hey guys, Zangetsu 134 here, bringing you a new review for our new review series. I was originally going to have DuckTales out because I thought, because I seen people were recording, reactions for new episodes of DuckTales, but from what I understand, those were Scandinavian, leaks early of the episodes, they released them early over there. So I'm going to wait until they're actually officially out over here before I review them. It seems like a lot of other people are as well. I really am looking forward to them, but not only do I think I shouldn't review them, but also I think they were reviewed early, because from what I saw on the Wikipedia page, they were not released in order. But yeah, so I'm gonna wait. I'm not entirely sure when DuckTales is gonna premiere over here in the States. I'm gonna try and keep a better eye on it, because I really do want to review that for you guys. That's one of my favorite new shows of last year. But until then, and as it's still going, we'll have another show that's going on I'll be reviewing. Pardon me, I'm putting some stuff away while I'm talking. And we're going to be looking at My Hero Academia Season 3. Yep. I'm sure you all saw my almost hour-long vlog about what I thought about the first 2 seasons and first 8 volumes of the manga, which was very long, as you can tell, judging by it. And now I'm beginning Season 3, and not only am I beginning Season 3, but I'm also completely caught up with all the volumes of the manga, as you can see, of My Hero Academia. So I'm actually at where the anime is restarting, from Season 3. However, I am there, and I know at least a little bit. I've read it all. I've caught up to where it should be, and I should be able to actually kind of see what they've changed or what they've brought up differently in this season. So yeah, welcome to the beginning of the My Hero Academia vlogs with My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 1. And this episode is a clip show. Okay, not really a complete clip show. The first 5 minutes or so is a clip show. The rest of it is basically a recap episode. So in Season 2, they actually had a natural recap place for the series. I say natural in that legitimately there was a small little bit of breather room in the manga where they could go over everyone's quirks and talk about the previous season, as they in fact did that in the manga, as they had class before the start of the UA school festival. I'm looking at my computer as I do this. So yeah, as I was saying, they basically had an episode where they could take a small pause and talk about all the stuff that happened in the last season, up into and including the USJ incident. But otherwise, this season they couldn't really do that, as Season 3, more or less the next arc after the Hero Killer arc, more or less is just them going straight into the summer camp, the summer camp training arc. So they kind of had to make an episode where they could just basically more or less set up the events for people who are just starting at Season 3. I don't know why you would start at Season 3, but probably most people will tell you that this is where the series starts getting good. In my opinion, I honestly think the Hero Killer arc is where the series starts getting good, but I will grant you that the last few arcs that I read were really good. Really good. But anyway, so the episode opens with Aizawa talking to the the head of Class 1B, the homeroom teacher, whose name is Vlad something. It's Vlad something. This is actually he's actually getting introduced much earlier than he is than he was in the anime or in the manga. In the manga, he doesn't get introduced until they get to the summer camp. But no, they have him here as he's going to be one of the main teachers that's going to be working with the Wild Wild Pussycats in Aizawa. Blood Hero Vlad King. Yeah, his name is Blood Hero Vlad King. Obviously I'm pretty sure if you know anything about like Dracula, you probably can figure out what his quirk is. But yeah, because he plays he's the one who will be helping with training Class 1B alongside Aizawa during the summer training camp. And here we just basically get like a rundown of everyone's quirks of Class 1A. We don't see Class 1Bs, but that's okay. I think we've seen most of them anyways during the sports festival. But they'll all get reintroduced throughout the rest of the series, or throughout the training camp. And you'll see a couple of them that were major that more or less talked or were major characters that interacted with Class 1A. Like you'll see the big hand girl, the girl that can make her hands get really big. I can never remember her name, which is a shame because I like her. You'll see Tetsu. You'll see Monomaki, the guy that always gets that looks down on Class 1A. But yeah, no, you'll see, he's here talking with Aizawa about the quirks of Class 1A. It's pretty much just saying, what each of their quirks can do, especially some of the ones that we haven't gotten a lot of looking at, like what's his name? Koda, the kid that can talk to animals. Actually, I think really he's the only one of Class 1A that we don't see routinely, or at least has a speaking role, and that's because of he's shy and he doesn't really like to talk. But anyway, so otherwise that was just kind of a little thing to get everyone reacquainted. We also see Midoriya's training, and then his training is halted when Kaminari and Mineta come to the door and invite him to come to a training class to a little training exercise between the students by swimming to improve their endurance at the UA's swimming pool, so they can not only swim but they can also practice with their quirks on school grounds, as you can only really practice with your quirks at the school, as it's against the rules to use your quirks in public. Unless you have a hero license. So yeah, they do that. Kaminari and Mineta really just wanted to do that so they could see the girls in the swimsuits. Yeah. And even then, like, they don't actually show up in like actual swimsuits. They show up in their regulation school swimsuits, which is weird because when Sue was training with her quirk for the school festival, she wore like a weird striped one piece bathing suit that was like, and not only that, they actually show her in that again when Mineta and Kaminari imagine the girls in swimsuits, which they of course don't wear. They wear the regulated school outfits. Although I was actually kind of surprised that the girls actually had swimsuits that actually like covered their arms and legs. Usually, like most regulation school swimsuits are like just a one piece that doesn't doesn't cover up the legs or arms at all. Which, points for them actually giving them swimsuits that aren't at least a little bit slightly sexualized like some one pieces are. Yeah, that's not like, I'm just saying, usually when I see these animes, even if the girl wears like a one piece, it's like skin tight and you can like, it doesn't leave a lot of imagination. So points on them for actually like not doing that with the 14-year-old girls. Actually, I think they're 15 or 16 now. They're actually like 15. I think when we start the next school year after this summer, they'll be 16. But anyway, that's just me being a huge dork. And so more or less it's just, them talking about the events of the first couple episodes. They actually do set up some stuff that will play out way later in the season, particularly stuff between Ida, Midoriya, and Todoroki that also goes into stuff with that they went through during the Hero Kill arc, which was a few episodes, but like before this, because like season 2 ends on what's more or less just like a cooldown period in between like the Hero Killer arc and this arc. And of course after their final exams, because like there's like one episode and it's them going to the mall to get stuff for the training camp, and that's not really like a place you could like have like this big like recap exposition dump like they had to do here. So I understand why they did the dump. And we also get at the very end a scene with All Might and Midoriya on the beach where they try, because that's more or less a beach where they go to when the two of them need to discuss things away from prying eyes. And I actually really like that because it actually is going to kind of do something neat with the end of the series, or well, the end of the season. Although I don't know, does Japan do the thing with like Britain where like each season is called a series instead of a season? I know we all call the anime by seasons, but I don't know. Or maybe they do volumes like the manga, but I don't know. That's just me wondering. But like at the end of the season, like they Midoriya and All Might actually do once again go back to the beach and have like a talk. So I actually like the fact that they kind of bottle cap it. But yeah, otherwise it's just them goofing around with their quirks, swimming. Some of them not getting like, because like they basically decide to do like after just doing some basic training and warm ups, they decide to have races to see, using their quirks to see who was the fastest boy in class 1A. With the girls, I guess basically just being cheerleaders, which kind of I feel kind of bad, but like the girls pretty much just came there to play volleyball. They didn't really want to like actually train. They just kind of wanted to relax a little bit before summer camp started, I guess. I don't know. It's what it is. And so they all do their racing, and of course, a lot of them don't like. Ida does the thing he did like in the Hero Festival where he uses he holds his legs like basically he uses his feet to shimmy along the pipe while he activates his engines. But he like the only one who actually uses his quirk to swim. Like Casero uses his tape to do it. Bakugo uses his turbo boost flight thing. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's turbo something. But like, he puts his hands up behind him and like just launches explosions as he takes like a running leap so that he flies through the air. And of course, Todoroki freezes the water because that's the smartest thing to do when you're all going to go into the water. Like, the only one who actually uses his quirk to swim, and it's probably because his quirk's the only one that's really capable of being used while swimming of Class 1A, is Midoriya, as he uses One For All Full Cal to make himself move faster underwater, which I actually thought that was cool, and we've yet to really see Midoriya apply Full Cal, at least from what I've read of the manga. We've yet to see him actually apply it to other forms of combat, like underwater combat or aerial combat. We have seen him use it to move through the air, as he can use it to strengthen his legs so that not only can he run really fast, he can also leap really far. Which obviously he more than likely used 5% full cal to, because with distance swimming, one of the best things to do is to actually, before you swim, use your legs to push off the starting wall to get a lot of distance before your body slows down. You have to start actually swimming to kind of give yourself an extra bit of save yourself extra bit of endurance to swim. Which, as someone who has a spare tire, I know all about swimming. So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about how endurance or distance, 50 kilometer or 50. I think it's 50. Like maybe more or less like like. Actually, maybe it is. I think it's a 50. It's 50 meter. It's a 50 meter like one dash swim thing. But yeah, more or less it comes down to the fact that there's 3 that win the first of the 3 rounds, and then they all race C, and it's between Todoroki, Midoriya, and Bakugo. But of course, they don't get to actually do it. Which, to be fair, Bakugo would have won that anyways because he would have just used the stupid turbo thing again. But then their quirks get erased. And Aizawa's like, pool's done, everybody leave. And it's like, well, thank you for that, Aizawa. But otherwise, that's more or less the episode. We do get some stuff with Kurogiri and Shigaraki, or Tomodoro Shigaraki, but it's just there to set up the fact that he's going to do some stuff in Season 3. You know about it. Like if you're reading if you've read the manga already, you already know what's going on. But anyway, that's more or less it. I like the opening by Overworld. It's not bad. I really enjoy it. I still think season 1 has the better opening of the 3 of seasons 2 and 3. I mean, granted, I think season 2's second opening is a little bit better than its first opening. I like this opening pretty good. I like the visuals they have. The ending's not bad. I like the ending. It's okay. I more like the visuals of the ending where like we see like sketches of like stuff behind the scenes. But otherwise, that's really it. So which I do admit I rambled a lot, but I like this show, so I probably rambled a lot more than I needed to. But otherwise, guys, it's not bad. It's perfectly skippable if you want. Because really the actual story from the anime doesn't really start until next episode. The closest you get is a scene where All Might's talking with his police buddy about the fact that they're looking for clues on where the villains are so that they can take them down. And the fact that Aizawa tells Vlad that they're moving the camp, but they can't tell the students because they're doing it to protect them from the villains, so they can have this training camp in peace. But otherwise, that's really minor bits. And I'm sure they'll probably bring that up again in the next episode anyways. But like I said, it's a basic recap episode. If you do feel like skipping it, you won't lose a lot. Because more or less, next episode is where the actual meat of this season begins, and then after that, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. So, anyway, guys, I will talk to you guys next time. As soon as I can find a proper subversion of Kamen Rider Build, you'll definitely be getting that. Probably not tomorrow. I got some stuff to do tomorrow. And I will get to it. It's just work is going to make it really hard for me to record. So anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for my review of My Hero Academia Season 1, Episode 3. Or Season 3, Episode 1. I think I said Season 1, Episode 3. Season 3, Episode 1. I don't know why you guys watch me for stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I will catch you then. Take care.